I thought we were winning that game. Like I thought we were creating chances, and then you just bring on Neymar. We can't press. We can't do anything. I didn't think it was the right time. Maybe you wait till extra time, in my opinion. Maybe give him like the last 20 minutes. Maybe I don't know, bro. I don't know, but Holland's on a generational run. Genuinely speaking, taking Norway, what they're in the quarterfinals now. They could, bro. I'm rooting for them against England because
Me too.
I like Odegaard. I think they could do a job against England because England don't look that convincing in my opinion. What did y'all think about the England-Mexico game, though?
I thought one player stood out to me the most, Con. And I made a bit on him today. And I mean, you guys will know I'm talking about. Jude Bellingham for me, I thought was really, really good. And the reason why I say this is because, like you just mentioned, I've not been moved by England at all this entire tournament. I have to be real. I really haven't. I've not enjoyed watching them play as a brand. And I don't think many players have stood up to the level they need to be like helping them to push along. But there's been a two-man step, as the expression goes, of Kane and Bellingham, which I really enjoyed. And I think that duo, not just in this game against Mexico, but previously, but especially in this game too, they continue to show their real quality. Like, they were the best players on the field for me. When I was watching them play, I said, Mexico don't have players like a Jude, like a Kane. And I think that for me was the fine margins. Because I'm going to be honest, that Azteca, as you know, we spoke about it last time, and there's no joke. Like, to win that in that stadium, in that magnitude, in that environment is not something you can do very easily. And I thought that those guys in particular really carried the torch to be England's leaders. And the last thing I'll say is I thought the substitution to bring on the defenders from Tuchel was quite smart. I don't rate Dan Burn. I think Dan Burn is Frankenstein Jr., but like, for me, he's not one of my favorite defenders.
To be fair, he did a pretty good job.
But I'll be honest, from what I saw, the last 20 minutes when he came on with him and Spence or whatever, your boy Spence, ET, like they made a difference.
Yeah, I agree. I can't see them going the full way. I feel like they were getting dominated, especially in that first half. And then I was surprised that Mexico weren't able to tie it up, honestly, even though, they made all those defensive substitutions. I thought they were lacking some, like, that clinical finish. Jimenez had, like, a lot of chances, I felt like, but he wasn't able to convert. I think Jude, I agree with Steven, Jude and Kane are definitely carrying the team right now. And I said it in one of our videos a while ago that Jude is the best player in the world, in my opinion. When you just look at everything that he brings you, attacking-wise, work rate-wise, defensively, nobody, and this was a conversation before, I think, when Reece James started playing in midfield earlier this season, that who would you want to have, 10 of those players, every position for your team. And people were saying Reece James, but I think Jude is definitely the player that you want. I mean, even at the end, they took off Kane and he was basically playing as a striker. And his hold-up play was elite. They were just targeting him. He held the ball up. He was able to bring the team up. He almost scored, from half. I think, obviously, the goalkeeper saved it and whatnot. But he could have scored from there. And I think he's just the last-ditch tackle. He just has everything. And on top of it, he has just the aura, the mentality. So yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad take. I wouldn't say he's the best player in the world, but I think, he's obviously in those conversations. He's a world-class player. But to counter your point about if you had 10 players, like if you could only have one player, I don't think there's anybody better than Declan Rice. If you have one player for every position, what are we talking about? Declan Rice can play center back, BM, center mid. He could do a job at right wing. He could even probably.
Why would you have him over Jude?
Just because I think he's more versatile defensively. Like, I don't think Jude is as close to as good as him defensively, and I think that's.
I don't think he's close to Jude offensively.
I was gonna say, I think Jude's game offensively is, in my opinion, more complete than Declan's game defensively. And trust me, I think Rice is elite, but I think there's small margins here between the two of them.
No, that's fair. But I would say, like, if you're building a team of one player, hypothetically, the defensive baseline is more important than the offensive baseline.
If that's what you're looking for, I hear it.
Floor you're looking for defense is like more important. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
yes.
I wouldn't say that, like, for example, Steven Gerrard would probably be one of the perfect players all time wise. Jude is probably way better than Steven Gerrard offensively, strictly. But Steven Gerrard would be way better for that hypothetical, in my opinion. Just because, like, I can't see Jude really being a center back ever. Like, your team is gonna concede 7 goals a game, bro, if you have two
Mm.
Jude Bellinghams at center back. You know what I mean? I don't know, though.
Yeah, I agree. You're splitting hairs. Yeah, go on.
The Brazil game, though, sadly, Neymar's career is probably internationally, it's definitely over. Haaland has retired Neymar. Sadly, it hurts to say, but I can't criticize Norway, bro. They played the game perfectly. They managed the game perfectly. What did you guys think outside of Haaland? What did you guys think of the other players? Like, I've been seeing split opinions on Martin Odegaard. A lot of people are praising him, like more so the media and the players that he played against. And the internet side of things after the game were saying he takes too many touches. He wasn't playing passes sometimes. What did y'all think about his performance, though?
I think he played decently. It wasn't anything, it wasn't like a sensational performance or anything, but I think I saw Ancelotti said that he was the reason why, it was difficult for Brazil. They couldn't really press effectively because he was able to relieve pressure. So I think he had a pretty good performance overall. I don't understand how Norway has been going through this tournament with Sorloth as basically a touchline winger. I don't understand how that has worked at all.
Neither do I.
It just looks wrong. And I think Oscar Bob has been really good when he's come in.
That's true.
And so I think, Norway, I mean, they have quality even on paper. Like even their midfield, Sanderberg, Odegaard, there's some quality players in there. I think they could potentially beat England. I don't know. Haaland has just been so good too. I think it's crazy.
We have to, the coach needs to be praised, in my opinion. I was talking shit about the coach after he benched the players for France, but hey, I said I might look like a dumbass in a couple weeks, and here I am.
Lo and behold.
Instant karma, literally instant karma. I said he was finalist, this, that, third. He just eliminated Brazil. He rested his players. He took the loss against France. He sacrificed the first place result, and to be fair, they're through. I don't know, bro. The way you said he's been using Sorloth as a touchline winger, he's just found a way to manage these games so well, and he's found a way to, Haaland's going to get 1 or 2, maybe even 3 opportunities later on in that game. So if you defend for your life, like you said, make the press difficult, manage the game, pass the ball around, really space out, and then towards the end of the game, you find Haaland some way, somehow. 9 out of 10 times, Haaland's going to score a goal, bro. And the coach is just, bro, he's used Haaland perfectly, bro. Genuinely speaking, I can't say anything negative about the way he's deployed Norway out there. Steven, what did you think about the game, bro?
Yeah, on the Norway point, I think he definitely deserves credit. There's clearly something working with playing this, extra big man in this off-center position. But I do think that the game changed for them the moment they missed that penalty. I mean, I can go on about this so many times. I won't go and give a million examples, but I mean, I've watched enough football to know that penalties in knockout tournaments really do define small margins in games. I think of quite a few, even the one, I think Switzerland against France. I think it was in the Euros or whatever. I think Ricardo Rodriguez, he missed the penalty in that game as well. And I remember thinking in my head, there's no way Switzerland will go on to go win this match. And I ended up being right. And I forget the dynamic of the game, but that comes to mind when I was thinking, this is a good example. And I know Switzerland aren't necessarily supposed to beat Brazil, but in that context, beat France at that time. But there was a chance they could. And it's the same thing in this match where I was thinking the moment Bruno G missed that penalty, something in my pit hit my stomach, and I look at my brother, I was like, it's over, bro. I'm not going to lie. I'm serious. I hate saying that. It was 20-something minutes into the game, Con, and I already said to myself, I can feel it. It's not going to go well today.
Why is Bruno Guimaraes?
I don't know. I really don't know. Why?
Issue. Why isn't Vinicius stepping up and taking?
I didn't understand. Go
up 1-0. We wouldn't have lost that game if we scored.
Agreed. This is what I was saying.
Momentum is everything in those games, and even after that, like I said, in the 70th minute, it's 0-0. You're struggling to press. Like you said, you're struggling to press. You take off Martinelli, probably the most athletic player on the pitch.
Yes.
The guy who's the only one doing a real box-to-box job during the game. Martinelli was doing everything in that game. And you bring on 4-year-old Neymar. You're setting up Neymar in Brazil for failure, in my opinion. I can't help but criticize Ancelotti. I feel like it was just him being like, okay, bro, it's 0-0. We might lose this game. I don't want to not bring on Neymar, and then we lose, and then all of the country's just gonna hate on me. So
Yes.
I'm gonna cop out, bring on Neymar, and if we lose, the blame's gonna be on Neymar. The meme's gonna be about Neymar. I get away with it. You're not
Yeah.
taking any risk as a manager to genuinely get the best result out of that game. What sense me taking off Martinelli to bring on the 34-year-old Neymar, and then after the game, you're talking about you were struggling to press, bro? Like, you're. I don't know. At that end,
But by the way, you know what's ironic too, Con? I know this will resonate with you. You know who's the person who said he didn't want to have Odegaard at Madrid? Do you remember the manager? He was Carlo Ancelotti.
Now he's talking about he's a player of great talent. I had him when I was 16, when he was 16 at Madrid. Shut up, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Gosh, bro. Genuinely, this is a proper manager, bro.
No.
Bro, I need a Scaloni, a 40-year-old guy, a Brazilian. That's still, bro.
No, I was really disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was really heartbroken because I, as someone who dreams of seeing Brazil be special, like they've been for the decades they've been playing in international football, I really want to see. I'm not saying they needed to win. I was not expecting them, but I wanted a deeper run than for sure than what we got and a better performance than what I saw. I thought it was very much like they bowed out, like looking like the Netherlands or Germany from the round before, which is not what I was thinking of when I saw them in this tournament. So I was deeply disappointed.
Yeah, 100%. You guys have anything you want to add before we go to the next game?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Rafinha had come back from injury, and I was surprised that we didn't see him at all. Back to the point of on pressing, Martinelli. If we're saying we should keep Martinelli on, if we're gonna put anyone in, it should be someone like Rafinha. I don't know, the extent to which he was healthy or injured, but I think if he's healthy enough to be on the bench, then he should have been fit enough to play. Ultimately,
agreed.
I like I said, I think bringing on Neymar was a cop out. He didn't want to take any risk to
Agreed.
The blame being on him. And
Yep.
you know how the media is going to react if you don't bring on Neymar and you lose in the round of 16. You didn't even give Neymar a chance, yada yada yada, etc. Bro. But I feel bad for Vinny too because Vinny was brilliant that game, bro. Vinny did everything he could.
I was thinking that,
bro. Oh my god, how does Endrick miss that, bro? Like.
I'm a big Endrick guy, but that was poor.
And then he gets the ball and he's just trying to shoot, like even when it makes sense. It's like, why?
He's playing FIFA, bro. He's playing FIFA.
He genuinely tries to complicate finishes sometimes to make it look better.
Or finishes, I agree. You know what it is, Con? You think of like FIFA Street when you can do like the skill finishes or whatever. Yeah, that's what it felt like. And I won't even hate on Endrick because I think he's the future of Brazilian football. I'm not just saying that to sound cliche. I genuinely think he is. I think he has enough talent to do something for real for the team. You don't think so, Con?
I don't think he'll be the apex of the team.
No, but he'll be part of a good squad. Like he's good enough to do something.
Part of the future of Brazil.
Yeah, like he's not going to be a throwaway.
I think for the next decade, it's definitely Vinny's team. After what Vinny showed me this World Cup,
yeah, he was really, really good.
Of Madrid, I don't want Vinny to play with Mbappe ever again, bro. Like,
no, hold on. We'll have that combo when the World Cup is over because I can have some takeaways that I've gotten since watching France and Brazil play and Mbappe and Vinny play separately. That I'm like, yeah, there's some serious dark combos need to be had about both of them separately. So I'll let you move on.
I just want to say because JK is not here. If he were here, he definitely would say João Pedro should have been on the plane.
Oh my goodness!
And anything, I don't think João Pedro would have done anything.
Thank you. Neither do I. Do not let him tell you that nonsense. You wouldn't have made a difference, bro.
João Pedro would have added anything.
No, he wouldn't have.
We didn't lack anything. Genuinely, we lose the same way over and over again. 2018, 2022, now 2014. You can't really blame it on that. Even 2010, we're dominating Netherlands, bro, and then we just lose towards the end of the game. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't bury any chances. We create chance after chance. 2018 against Belgium, that was just Courtois being on crack.
Yeah.
2022, we lose to Croatia. We're struggling
that
to
was bad.
On trends.
We struggle to defend towards the end. It's the same story over and over again, bro. João Pedro's not going to change anything there, in my opinion.
But there's also the stat too. I have to just quickly mention this. Brazil have played Norway 5 times now. This is including the 5th time, and they've never beaten Norway in their history. So again, statistically, they weren't meant to win anyways.
Yeah, football has a way of it's like a script sometimes, bro. It's
yes.
How to explain it. There was also the other career ender. Mikel Merino ended Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal lose to Spain. Ronaldo's international career has to be over at this point.
No, he said he's going to play at Euros, bro. Yeah, Euros is still loading.
4 years without being on steroids, bro. He would have to find something else. Like, there's no way. What did y'all think about the game, though? I think it was I think it could have went either way, to be fair. Like JK said, I can't even say JK was wrong on how he said the game would play out. Lamine was decent. Like, he'll never be bad. You know what I mean? But there's just, you expect so much out of him, so you don't accept mediocrity. You know what I mean? Like, you don't expect bare minimum. But in terms of, if it was any other winger, he created like 3 or 4 chances. He does that every game, though. You want more from Lamine. Lamine hasn't shown us enough at this World Cup so far, but he still has enough games to rewrite the story, in my opinion. What do you think about the game, though?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think Nuno Mendes had a really good game on the Minimal. I think he really did. Yeah, and I mean, it's always a battle. Exactly. It's always a battle between those two guys. So, like, I feel like this game is another example. Same thing with the Nations League final, which I won't bring up on my JK, but that game is a testament to show, like, the examples that we saw in this game, too. And I think the moment Nuno Mendes came off, Lamine Yamal really actually showed an extra level to his game. I think you agreed, he had a lot more time and a lot more ability to really break down the Portuguese defense. He looked a lot more threatening. I thought the game was very, very even. It just felt very much like a chess match between one manager that I don't know much about in De La Fuente and one manager that you guys know, I'm not a Martinez fan. And I said it in the beginning of the tournament, and I knew he'd come to cost Portugal in the end. Because for me, what I was watching was this whole tournament, Portugal were horrid. I mean, genuinely, like, really, really bad. Like, I don't mean to put any shade. It's not any particular player. I don't have any agendas. I don't rate that manager, and he's now ruined 2 really good chances for, I think, a Portugal team that could have done a lot. Honestly, if I'm going to be real, if Portugal are led by a real coach, they could have beaten Spain. There's no question asked about that. But this guy, bro, with this awful, diabolical, terroristic tactics and this haram, desire to not play players, and profile them correctly, which I'm not going to get into now, but I can't stand him. And I feel like Portugal were hard done by the fact that they have a coach that doesn't know what he's doing. And Ronaldo's not going to play another World Cup ever again because, I mean, the squad just underperformed. So that's my take.
Yeah. I agree with mostly everything that Steven was saying. I think, though, in the first half, I was surprised because I thought it was actually the best I'd seen Portugal play all tournament. I don't know if that's because they were playing an opponent who was really going at them from a perspective of, like, they could be the better team. But that was definitely the best I had seen them play up to that point. I agree with what you said about Nuno Mendes. As soon as he left, Lamine actually started to play. I think Nuno, I have a limited, I've only watched a certain amount of football, but I would say Nuno Mendes is the best left back of all time. That's from what I've seen. Just his skill set defensively and off, like, he could just dominate the entire flank. He literally has played the wing multiple times for PSG this season. I think he's just ridiculous. But yeah, all in all, I was ultimately disappointed. I had a lot of players in that team that I really love to watch play. And again, the manager just ruined it. And so, yeah, I think for Spain, it is like a big difference to have someone like Mikel Merino who can score crucial goals like this.
Clutch gene. You got the clutch gene.
He's different, bro. Like one of them, bro. If we're talking about, I'm not saying he's up there, but he's definitely like top 20. If we're talking about one player for all 11 players, one Mikel Merino could be a decent player for.
Agreed. I actually agree with that. He's hella, especially recently, the last 2-3 years, hella clutch.
Oh, versatile. It's insane.
Yeah.
But go ahead, E.T. Finish if you have anything else you were gonna say.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think also, being able to bring on Fabian Ruiz as well later on into the game, like, they just have they have a squad, and it's difficult to compete with that.
No, 100%. But I did feel really bad for Ronaldo. Like, I felt worse than I thought I would have felt for Ronaldo. Like, I'm not gonna even lie. I low-key felt worse for Ronaldo than I did for Neymar, because there's this sense of, like, Ronaldo gave it his all, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you could genuinely tell. Like, as a man, I can't really hate on that, bro. Like, he genuinely gave everything he had to compete with that 5'6" midget, bro. And this, you see Messi, bro. This guy is playing games, bro. He's missing pens on purpose, bro. In my opinion, he's missing pens on purpose just This guy has 8 goals. He's missed 2 pens. He could be at 10. He has the most World Cup goals in history.
And a hit, and assist. Yeah.
The most World Cup assists in history, bro. Like, he's genuine. And you see Neymar, the fact that Neymar finished a day before Ronaldo. Neymar started his career watching Messi and Ronaldo. He ended his career as he spent a full 24 hours where he was retired and Ronaldo was still active. You get what you gave to the game, bro. As my idol, I low-key felt worse for Ronaldo than I did for Neymar. Because you just felt that Neymar was forcing it, bro. Like, I was trying to ignore it for the past couple of months, but it's just there. You can't ignore the truth, bro. They were just forcing it. Neymar, he didn't even look that bad, but there was just no place for him in that team, in my opinion. But I still rather they brought him on for João Pedro. He could have just stayed on the bench. I just didn't like the fact that they brought him on. But as we were talking about Messi, Argentina are through. Messi came on. He equalized. They were down 2-0. There was like 15 minutes left. He places a perfect ball. Who scored that header? I know.
Cuti Romero.
Yeah, Messi assists, then Messi equalizes, and then Enzo Fernandez. I don't know. Argentina might go back to back. I don't know. The way it's looking, bro, it's like a fairy tale story, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The stars feel like they're aligning. I know what you mean. And actually, I kind of agree with that. I thought the same thing about Portugal. If they had beaten Spain, I would have said something similar because I thought maybe Portugal would do the Euro 2016 nonsense where they have a mediocre coach, a decent squad. They find a way to finagle the way to the final. Argentina, for me, I'll be honest, especially these last 2 games, and I've said it after the Cabo Verde game, they show fight, they show passion, all the stuff we're expecting from them. But 2 things, they have the biggest haters out of everyone in the world football now. No one wants to see Argentina win. I've seen it on the social media for the last 48 hours, beyond even before today, but today's made it worse. And secondly, I feel like they have like this like Madrid-ness to them, where even if they're bad, they still find a way to come out with the victory. There's a period of Madrid would do the same thing at the Bernabeu, where they said, remember when the whole thing with Jude was saying 90 minutes at the Madrid or whatever is a long time or whatever. That's kind of what I think of with Argentina, where like no matter what, no matter who's playing against them, like the game could never really be over until they decide it's over.
At the same time, though, we do have to acknowledge there could potentially be some corruption. Like that, calling back that goal was a little bit suspect. Not even a little bit. We saw how Infantino had said after the Cabo Verde match that he was suffering throughout the match, and then he had to be like, "Oh, I'm neutral." And so you're always going to have, those narratives circling behind whatever success Argentina are able to find.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, like, I don't know, this team, like you guys said, there is just kind of a Madrid to them where they're just going to get it done. They also, like, they just have so many impact players that they can bring. Like Nico Paz, who, is one of Serie A's best players this season. He's barely even played this entire tournament.
Yes.
It's kind of ridiculous. And so, I don't know. Watching these last 2 matches, though, I'm not convinced. I mean, there is, kind of how you guys are saying, they kind of feel inevitable to a certain degree. But at the same time, when I'm watching it, when I watch that Cabo Verde match and then the Egypt match today, they just don't look – they look like they can be got at. These aren't teams that, like, we came into the tournament expecting to be going this far, expecting to be serious contenders. And so I think when you consider that, I think, there are some worrying signs. But again, they just keep getting it done, so they might continue to do that.
Nah, to add to that point, though, like the corruption part with the referees, I could argue, like, to play devil's advocate, there's been just bad calls for the whole tournament.
I was going to say that, yes.
The officiating has genuinely been horrific.
Yep. It's been awful.
But to be fair, if we look at the games Argentina have played, Algeria, Austria, Jordan, Cabo Verde, Egypt, and now Switzerland. It low-key feels like FIFA like crafted a perfect run for these niggas, bro. What do you mean, bro? What is the highest FIFA ranking they've played? It can't be top 20.
It's not top 20. Switzerland are not top 20.
There's no way. And I don't know, bro. There's no point in talking about this because at the end of the day, we can't do anything.
Do anything about it, yeah.
So just ignore it, I guess. On that point though about FIFA and corruption, the Belgium versus USA game, Balotelli and didn't really impact the game like that. 4-1. And I don't know if you guys saw Lukaku after he scored the fourth goal, went straight at Infantino or whatever his name is, the FIFA president.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I think he said "fuck Infantino" or something. I don't know what he said. I don't want to quote him.
But he cussed him out.
Yeah, literally, which is low-key insane. But like, bro, to be fair, it's a disgrace that you're allowing all of this shit to happen. Like, I don't know. How are you allowing the US where the it's happening, Donald Trump, whatever the fuck is tweeting about it, and you're reversing red cards? I don't know, bro. I rate Lukaku for that. Lukaku has, 4 goals at this World Cup, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Belgium's all-time top goal scorer. I mean, I have to be honest. I've had a very mixed relationship with Lukaku since I was a kid. Because as a kid, I loved him. At West Brom, I thought he was a baller. At Everton, I loved him. Morales, Lukaku, Naismith. These are the kind of Premier League Barclays era that watching him was really, really stuck with me. Obviously, as a Chelsea fan, it didn't go well at my club specifically, and that's a separate story in of itself. But as a player, I've always liked him for what he was able to do. I do think there's a lot of his own separate issues that are off the field that he kind of mixes in with this game, which we've seen. But as a pure player, in terms of what he offers you as a 9, like I think it's undeniable. He's not even fully fit, and I really do believe that who they're playing against next, Spain. I'm genuinely saying this. I don't know if he's going to start or not. We don't know if he plays, but he's always going to be a problem. Like Lukaku, like there's a famous expression in FIFA. FIFA guys are what I'm talking about. You can do a lot of things, but you cannot stop the shine. There's only so much you can do to stop this guy. But I don't know what it is. For me, Lukaku reminds me of like a mixture of a technical footballer, but also a wrestler at the same time. But he can score goals. He's quite clinical, but he's a bully. Like he's like Brock Lesnar, but black. Like Mark Henry, but slim. Like I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Like
Lukaku, bro. I think 20 years ago, like if he played in Serie A in like the 90s or the
yes.
Lukaku would have been an all-timer with like 800.
Easily. I 100% agree with that. And I feel like the Belgium team were invigorated by all of this situation. Courtois spoke about it after the game, and it showed. Like Belgium played the best performance I've seen them do all tournament. Like, literally in the last like 2-3 years. I've never seen Belgium play this well. And it's since my boy Eden and De Bruyne and Lukaku were together. It's been a while. And I was really impressed because like the Trossard. I'm not a Trossard guy, bro, but I was doing this when I was seeing him on the pitch, Con. I was very, very moved.
Elite at this tournament. And bro, I don't know. Belgium I didn't rate them going into this. I thought Belgium were
neither do I.
And get past their group. But Belgium have been really good, bro. We have to rate the manager. I think his name is Garcia or something, Rudy Garcia. Bro, he's managed to use, like you said, Lukaku very well off the bench. He's using De Bruyne. He's managing his game time very well. He's getting the best out of Trossard. Doku, that was probably his best performance, but he hasn't been that good. But I don't know. They might do something against Spain because Spain haven't looked as good as I thought they were going to look. But I don't know. The U.S. reversing that red card ended up being one of the worst mistakes they could have made. It just hurt Belgium way more. And it just looks horrible now. Y'all were talking about it's called soccer now because you beat Bosnia, bro. You're reversing red cards. You're out in the round of 16 again. The same way you were out of the round of 16 in 2014 to the same team after you've invested all that money. The fact that you've lost to the same team in the same round, it feels so much worse than it is. It feels like you haven't made any progress at all. If you get what I'm trying to say, I don't know. But if we were to predict the rest of the games that we already have, there's France versus Morocco.
Wait, I wanna talk about that U.S. game because as an American,
let me just skip over you.
Nah, no worries. But as an American, that was awful. That was one of the worst. That was just. It was like we were getting out. Like the physicality, we just could not match their physicality at all, in my opinion. Which I think was one of the first problems. I feel like this Dest gimmick at right wing, it had worked. For so long, but ultimately it's just not going to work every single time. And then Pulisic had an awful game. Awful.
He was horrendous.
I told you Trossard is better than Pulisic. I told you Trossard clears.
Bro, you're right. I didn't agree with you last time. Yes, you're 100% right.
Bro, Trossard is much better, bro. I'm telling you.
But some of the goals, like the goals that they scored, it was just so easy. Like that last, no, not the last goal, the third goal, that was awful. That was one of the worst goals. This is genuinely one of the worst goals I've seen conceded in this entire tournament. like the goalkeeper. But then even the center back, he should have been able to do something. He was right there.
I don't know.
So it was just, and then Balogun, he had nothing. There was nothing that he could do. He was too small. Like he kept trying to like flick it behind, and at least on 3 separate occasions. There was one of them he could have scored, and he just kept like, I don't know. It was just frustrating to watch on multiple levels.
No, 100%. But if we were to predict the quarterfinal fixtures, France versus Morocco, I think France get away with it, but I don't think France are gonna look like I don't think France are gonna dominate them by any means. Like I think they're actually. I think Morocco genuinely has a chance at beating France. Like I'd give them like a 35% chance. I'd say it's 65-35. What do y'all think though? Who do y'all have?
I agree with you, and I'm actually kind of tempted to just throw a spanner in the works and say Morocco's going to beat them. I don't actually believe that. I think France's firepower is literally unmatched. I really do. I think one of the Dembele, Dembouz, Elise, Mbappe, one of them will be warm. And in my opinion, I think Morocco can be got at. As a Canadian, watching what Canada did for the first half, I know we got battered in the second half, but watching Canadian guys I've never even heard of in my life really do something tells me that with a more clinical team like Mbappe in those situations, and yes, I know Bonu's a great keeper. Trust me, I know he's been class. But I think the French team have a bit too much to their game. They're a better version of what Morocco are in my eyes. So I think that's what they'll be able to get through.
Yeah,
I agree. I think I'm going to have to go with France just because, like you guys are saying, they just have too much firepower. They're too clinical. What I will say, though, is I think Morocco might have the best fullback pairing in the entire tournament with Mazraoui. And,
Portugal are up there in my opinion. I thought Portugal's fullbacks.
Yes, this was good too.
I thought Cancelo. I think there's split opinions on Cancelo because apparently a lot of people think he was bad. I thought Cancelo was very good. I'd say top 5 Portugal players.
Against Spain, he was good. I agree. I rated Cancelo. I thought he was good.
But you were done on this fixture?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think that can make it difficult for them in their attack. But overall, yeah, I think they've done it too many times. They live in the World Cup final since Mbappe's gotten there.
I envision France losing.
Me neither.
I can't picture it. I genuinely pray it happens, but I can't see it.
I wanted to, Con. I can't lie, but yeah, I don't think so.
There's Spain, Belgium. We were just talking about that. I'm tempted to go Belgium for some reason, but I'm gonna go Spain. I'm gonna play safe. What do y'all think, though?
I'm going to pick Spain too. I just believe personally that I think Spain have that know-how. Like just that simply that the team has that tempo setting and they have a player. And I don't like using this. I don't think necessarily this Ballon d'Or was right or wrong or whatever. But for me, Rodri's looked like Rodri so far this time. I've really been impressed by Rodri. And I think that his ability to stabilize the team and the tempo of the team is what Spain need in any game. Like I don't think Belgium have a player like that.
Did y'all see that little interaction between Rodri and Bernardo Silva?
Yes. Yeah, when he screams at him.
Silva missed the chance and Rodri celebrated in his face. And it's like, Bernardo was like, so how could you do that to me? Like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I don't know. E.T., what did you think about that game, though?
Yeah, I think, so much has been said about Vitinha, Pedri, but I think Rodri was definitely the best midfielder in that match. I think he's shown levels and shown why he was a Ballon d'Or winner. Or he is a Ballon d'Or winner. But yeah, I don't see Belgium ever like that performance was just so shocking to me what they did against the US. I don't think they're gonna come to any other match with that sort of level, that sort of intensity. And I just think, Spain haven't conceded a single goal. I don't really see that changing. And I think Lamine, it's only a matter of time before Lamine has a performance.
Agreed.
So ultimately, yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys and go with Spain.
Norway, England. To me, this is probably the closest call because I think Argentina are going to whoop Switzerland. Like, nah, it's going to be.
No,
like,
you can't say that, bro.
It's genuinely going to be another 2-2.
Yes.
Literally, it's going to be a 3-2 last minute goal. So I don't even want to watch that game. I already know what's gonna happen. But Norway, England, I'm going Norway, bro. I'm going Norway. I think Haaland does a generational, like,
I hear it.
To the semifinals of the World Cup, and then who do they face? Argentina. Then they lose. That's just
yeah. I think Messi and the Tenko would do their thing if they were to beat.
No, he lost the Ballon d'Or to Messi. So I feel like he would have that extra
in his mind.
And the thing with Haaland that makes me despise him is that he didn't even smile that much after the first goal. Because it was like he was expecting it. You know what I mean? It was like, this was like gonna happen. And then he was like low-key shocked a little bit after scoring 2 and he was smiling. I was like, bro, fuck this dude, bro. Like, he's making this shit look so easy. Look at Neymar struggling to get past this man. Bro, that shit broke my heart, bro. It literally, like, it felt like my childhood was over, bro. Like, a new era was just taking over and there was nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
England's center backs have been pretty poor, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be hard for them to contain Haaland. But England are just so like they just keep getting it done. They shouldn't be getting it done, but they do. And so
that's what they always do, bro. That's what they always fucking do. It's always the same thing.
Yep.
Bad and just win. It's
Southgate was the same thing. It's the same thing can happen again.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like they can bring a level of intensity to the game that I don't know if Norway are going to be able to match.
Agreed.
Like, they just have athletes all around.
That's true.
So I'm going to go with England, actually.
And to bandwagon, and this is the only time I'm ever going to say the sentence because I rate him very highly, but I think the discourse around him on social media makes me want to lose my head. Declan Rice is a very good player. I will never say he's not, and I will never act like, oh, he's good, as a rival, whatever. I don't think he's quality. He's one of the best players in the world, for sure, and especially in his position. And I genuinely believe this is the kind of game where we see an England midfield showing why their midfield is so important. The likes of Anderson and Rice. And again, the two-man step, if I see the two-man step, I think I'm going to see in Bellingham and Kane, which I'll be honest, I'm expecting something good again. And trust me, I think this game could probably be more high-scoring than we think it is, similar to the Mexico game, because I don't think England defend that well. And I think Kane and them man are going to find a way to score too. I honestly, Con and ET, this is what I want. I want Kane versus Haaland band for band. That's personally what I want. I want to see a couple golazos, and I want to see a couple golazos. And the only reason why I think England can win this is simply because, again, they're more experienced, and in my opinion, they have the better manager. I'm not a Tuchel demon head or whatever, but I know him as someone who's watched him basically his whole career. In Mako tournaments, you don't mess with Thomas Tuchel. I watched it firsthand. You don't mess with this guy. Something about him makes me think some decisions, some tactical switch will make it enough for England to go out of the way and find a way to nudge a win. It won't be pretty, but they're going to get through. That's what I think.
Nah, I mean, I think that's fair. I'm just going Norway because, like I said, I'm looking at Harry Kane at this game. If Haaland manages to eliminate you and outperform you and score 2 and you don't, holy shit, Harry Kane, you're cooked.
His PR is finished. I can't lie. There's
no excuse. This is why you see players like Haaland, bro. Ronaldo fans are cooked, bro. There's genuinely nothing you could ever say anymore. What do you mean Portugal are worse than Norway now? Haaland at 1 World Cup at 7, bro. Haaland has just as much World Cup goals as Ronaldo. 7-7. Ronaldo's played 6 tournaments. Haaland's played 1. You can't just fully admit that Ronaldo is an amazing player, top 3, top 4 minimum all time.
Yeah.
But his World Cup performances are embarrassing, bro. There's no excuse. I'm not hearing anything, bro. I'm not hearing anything. But let's wrap up the video. Let us know what y'all think about the quarterfinals.
There's one more quarterfinals. Switzerland, Argentina.
Oh, Argentina, bro.
Oh, okay. That's very insane. Okay.
That minute winner from who's the most random player they got, bro?
Tagliafico?
It feels like everybody. It's literally like a movie, bro. All the role players are getting their goal. Messi's missing pens, improving the penalty allegations. Every wrong is being written right, bro. I hate Argentina so much, bro. I don't even care what happens. What do y'all think, though? What do y'all think?
I agree with you. I think Argentina will win too.
Yeah, I hate Argentina as well, but Switzerland. I mean, that Switzerland-Colombia game was hard to watch. Honestly,
it was a snooze fest. I agree.
Thank you for bringing that up, bro. I wanted to say something. The center back penalty gimmick. This center back gimmick has to go, bro. Akanji missed. Davinson Sanchez missed.
Jonathan Tah.
There's another center back who missed.
The German, Jonathan Tah.
Jonathan Tah missed.
Yeah.
Bro, stop letting. Why is Davinson Sanchez shooting the second penalty for Colombia? And fucking Lucho is shooting the 5th one. He might not even shoot because Davinson Sanchez is the second penalty. What are you actually? let any attacker shoot before these defenders, bro.
You
They
need
are
to, boy.
defenders.
Exactly.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. But appreciate y'all for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow Steven and ET on all socials. We'll put the links in the bio. Appreciate y'all. Stay tuned.